What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Clickbait. Gonna get you with some Bachelor Nation breakdown. Becca got engaged to Thomas. We're gonna talk about that. That's our biggest one. I'm personal friends with both of them, so can't wait to break that down. Clickbait of the week, and then our guests. Well, we don't have guests. They are ourselves. We've been apart from each other now for a few weeks. We're gonna catch up, and I like to consider this the calm before the storm because we have, the Bachelorette's coming up. We have Paradise coming up. So we're going to be getting a lot of Bachelor guests. So today, it's about us. Should we get into it? How's everybody doing? How's everyone doing today?
Good. Glad to
be back together with everybody.
Yeah, it's been nice. 2 weeks. Wow. Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm the most tired one of all, and y'all are the ones that have been traveling.
Oh,
How are y'all doing this?
Well, yeah. I mean, traveling, I was on vacation, so I can't complain about being vacation so tiring, but I was we were chilling. We got some sleep. Obviously the time change sucks, but
the time difference is an adjustment, but I just say embrace it. I've been waking up super early and going to bed really early, so yeah.
How long have you actually been at your apartment in New York?
For 2 nights,
hours.
Actually. No. 2 nights. 2 nights. I spent 2 nights here. Last night and Thursday night.
Where's Nyla, your dog?
Nyla's with my mom. And she was supposed to be here by now. I told my mom I was going to fly my mom here on Thursday so I could get her. But she's like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I can't come yet. So I'm like, all right. But I miss my baby so much.
I love when dogs see their owners after like a long vacation because they just go crazy.
She's gonna go nuts. She goes she actually goes nuts on FaceTime, which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, like normally they don't like recognize, but she totally does. She always like kind of gets frantic when she hears my voice on FaceTime.
Aww.
That's cool. Yeah. Tia, are you gonna be in Nashville next week?
Yeah, next weekend.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna be there.
CMA Fest.
Yeah, so we all need to try to hang out and go out. I think we're
when
going
do
to
y'all
dinner.
get here?
I don't know. I gotta look. I think the 7th, but I think we're all going. I think we're going to dinner with Becca and Thomas. So you guys should join.
Yeah, they get here the 8th. Cool. I think.
Wait, so what's happening there?
CMA Fest.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, which
CMA
normally
Fest.
I wouldn't go to since I live here, but.
I'm surprised.
Why?
Yeah, I would think I would think you would love that.
The only fucker.
Why? Here he goes again. First it's Stagecoach. Now it's this.
It's a call.
Now
I've only been once. I went once before I even lived here. It's just it's a madhouse in Nashville during that weekend. And Taylor has a friend that's going to be in town, and then y'all are going to be in town. It's going to be fun.
Nice. It'll be fun.
And interesting. I'm already stressed about dinner reservations, but it's fine.
That y'all have fun with that. I'm not going anywhere.
Are y'all actually going to any of the concerts?
Yeah, we're going one night. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I think we're just going one night too.
I don't know what we're doing. Whatever.
Is there any like notable big people that I would know?
Alan Jackson, Thomas Rhett, Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Luke Combs. All kinds
Carrie
of people.
Underwood.
It's like the biggest
Luke Bryan
people. Yeah, like Luke Bryan, Luke Combs, Carrie Underwood, and Alan Jackson are all performing at Nissan Stadium Saturday night, and that's the night we want to go.
That sounds
Jackson's
like
so fun.
A great time. I am a Carrie Underwood stan.
She's so good too. She's such a good performer. So is Luke Combs. I'm excited.
Wait, is Chris Stapleton?
Is
Chris Stapleton going to be there? He's my fave.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know if he does this kind of trendy.
Not for him.
He might do like a secret performance somewhere, but not this.
I see.
This kind of stuff.
Love him.
All right, shall we get into the breakdown this week?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Speaking of Becca and Thomas, our first article today, our girl Becca proposed to Thomas, and they're engaged. First off, congrats to them. So exciting. Second of all, not surprised at all that she proposed to him. That's what I told her too.
Why?
I can just totally see it.
I was a little
After
surprised
they
at
shared
that.
it, I'm like, can totally see it.
Sure. I mean, we had him on the pod and we talked to him about it, and he said these things like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna happen soon." This, that,
Well,
whatever.
he even
so,
told Taylor that too. Whenever we saw them, whenever me and Taylor got engaged, Thomas was telling Taylor that he like had an idea or a plan for it. So
Yeah, that's
we
what
were
I
kinda
was
confused about
surprised.
that too.
but
Well, yeah,
also,
but he didn't propose, so it doesn't
I
matter
kn-
what he had planned. She swooped in and said, like, "Nah, I'm
Well,
doing
I
it."
wonder if he
know.
wanted to, and she told him just wait.
I think she beat him to it.
Well, do you think? I personally think one of the reasons, and I wouldn't say this is 100% of the reason, but she has been engaged twice, so maybe like this
Yeah.
third one, she's like, I want to switch it up. Like the first 2 times have just been bad luck, and now like I'm taking control. This is what I want to do, and I'm doing it like this.
I can.
No,
totally
you
see
don't think that plays any bit?
No, I think it might have. I think it might have played a role in the sense of, I know when she was in Paradise, she was like, "I am not getting engaged here. Like, I don't care if my person's here. I'm not going to do that because I've done that already twice. I've been engaged on." So maybe he kind of had apprehension in that way, like, "Oh gosh, she's done this rodeo twice already, and it hasn't been great."
Yeah.
So maybe in that way, maybe yes.
Joe, we were laughing at your response on Becca's post because everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations, woo!" And Joe said, "Congrats."
Well, the best, I just did it real fast. I wasn't really even thinking. I just said, so for our listeners, under the post, under Becca and Tom's post, I just put congrats for both of them because I just saw it and I was just like, congrats, whatever.
Not even an exclamation point. Nothing.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm old school when it
simple
comes to
guy.
like communicating and texting. Like, I'm not like a big, I'm getting better with like exclamations and all that, but
We've been playing phone tag, but I was super duper excited. I was like in bed when I saw it. I think I was just waking up, and I was like, "What? Oh my god!" And I called her immediately, and then I like sent her a screenshot of my face, being like, "Ah!" So I'm excited
this
for
girl was
her.
texting me, asking me what to wear to CMA Fest the morning that she was getting ready to announce
she
this
texted
engagement.
Serena that day too.
I'm like, you couldn't share that news 5 minutes before you freaking announced it. We were just talking about cowboy boots and dresses.
Yeah.
Well, that's exact. That she was talking to Serena, and then like, I think it was like 20 minutes later. I look, I'm like, are they? Because at first when I saw it, I was like, is this an ad for like a ring?
That's what Taylor thought.
Yeah.
That's what Taylor thought too.
Yeah, I was like,
He was
wait,
like,
is
this is fake. This is
is this
a
real?
joke,
And then
right?
I see Thomas put hashtag fiance, so I'm like, I mean yeah, no, this is real. But yeah, I'm really happy for them, and yeah, I saw their relationship. We all saw it. It's how it started. So
Yeah, I feel like they're a really good match. Obviously, she didn't really have a choice with the Ari breakup, but I feel like out of her prior engagements and with this new relationship, that Thomas is the best match for her.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
compared
you've
to the
known all
others.
of them.
I remember we were in Paradise in like our little bunker, and it was just me and Thomas, and it was right before they were going on a date. And I was just like, and he was just like all over the place. I'm like, I mean, do you like her? He's like, well, I mean, obviously I'm like really interested. I'm like, okay, well, then fucking go for it.
Yeah.
And he was just like, and I remember watching them break up, and then I knew I thought they were going to get back together. I really did.
Yeah. They kind of proved too. I know people always say in Paradise you're supposed to date around and date multiple people, but they kind of proved that because he was dating someone else. He was dating Tammy or something. And Becca like straight up went up to Tammy and was like, I want to take Thomas on this date. How do you feel about it? And she was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. So then they did, and he tested the waters and was like, actually, I'm down for Becca. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goes to show you got
it's,
to try stuff out. Different people.
Yeah, but also, I mean, Becca has told me if Tammy was like, yeah, no, I'm really into him and I really want to like continue this and I see this going somewhere, she said she wouldn't have taken him on the date.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
She asked like legitimately.
Right. So it's meant to be, and I feel like after her being on tour and him taking care of her most prized possession, Minnow, like he was such a good dog dad. How do you not?
And
And, like,
Thomas is
stage
full.
dash.
Thomas was throwing feelers out there as soon as Becca got down. He was into her from the beginning. And like, when two people are attracted to each other and curious about each other, especially in an environment like Paradise, it's almost inevitable. Like like something is gonna happen. So even if Becca didn't go on that date, I do think they would have eventually probably had a conversation and connected. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Tia, would you have proposed to Taylor if he just hadn't yet?
I don't think so.
That's a
probably
no.
would have just waited. Yeah.
You would have waited.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's different too because we had been talking about it for some time, and I don't know. I guess I'm like old school. I wanted him to ask my mom's permission. He didn't get to ask my dad, but do like the whole old school process.
How about you, Natasha? Would you ever ask?
What do you think?
I think no.
No.
Yeah, never. No, I wouldn't. I'm like, Joe, you know the answer to that question.
She's like, shit, I ain't even going up to a man, much less am I proposing to this man.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. But the thing is, but I don't know if I said this before, but Becca, me and her have talks about how she thinks, it's just nice to be untraditional as well. And it doesn't matter who proposes to who goes up to who says what. If you both are if you're both in love with each other. So power to her. Definitely.
I think Serena should get me like a Cartier ring. I've been telling her this from the beginning.
Oh my
I think it's a
God.
little ridiculous at this point that I'm just ringless. She gets to wear this ring on her finger. Whatever, is what it is. All right, should we go to the
What
next?
a freaking weirdo.
Those eye rolls are for you, Joe.
The best is I don't even. I'm not like I don't wear rings, so.
I have joked with Taylor that he should go ahead and wear a ring so these girls leave him alone.
I have big hands, so wearing like a ring, I don't know.
So you are not going to wear a wedding band?
No, I'm going to. I'm just saying, like I've never worn a ring before.
It has to be Cartier. It has to be the finest
Well, if I want
quality.
to wear one, I want a nice one.
Yeah. Have you guys heard about the guy wearing a watch?
What?
Like it's a, they wear a watch instead of a ring.
That's
Okay. No, that man's
bullshit.
cheating on his wife.
You're like, what? You want to wear a Rolex,
babe,
huh?
I got the watch on. You kidding me? I'm saying
to let women know you're taken. Got it. Mm-hmm.
I can't. Okay.
I've heard of that.
Moving on.
Let's do it.
This next one's kind of a 2-for-1. Michelle Young was in our articles a lot this week, but she announced on Happy Hour, right, that she is stepping away from teaching. She is going to be leaving the classroom this next school year, and it was kind of like a tearful announcement when she talked about this, so I know it was kind of hard on her to make that decision, but props to her for making that choice.
I'm actually pretty shocked. I never would have thought Michelle would step away from teaching.
Last time I talked to her, she was just going to do part-time.
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
get
sure,
it. Like I get it.
Yeah, like with
But-
the podcast and with everything else, and
Yeah.
with, I guess her and Nate are still kind of doing long distance. It's hard to have a job where you can't just leave and take off. It's a big commitment to be a teacher. So,
And also just she mentioned how she doesn't necessarily have to make the influence that she's trying to make being in the classroom. She can also make that influence by being out of the classroom and trying to implement change that way as well. So I think that that's really important. Like using her voice as a teacher in a more public way can definitely serve her students and so many others,
Oh yeah, I agree. Like her reach is much larger on social media than it is, in a classroom.
Michelle was saying too on Happy Hour when she announced that she was leaving the classroom that the main reason was that she was talking with one of her coworkers, and one of her coworkers said, hey, how long do you feel like you've been in survival mode? Because that's kind of how it's been teaching the last few years. And Michelle was like, I feel like I've been in survival mode, just flying by the seat of my pants for 2 years. Like 2 whole years of just inconsistency and not really knowing what's next and what to expect. And I imagine the burnout from that is just major and can affect one mentally. You know, they go into this field not expecting for it to be any more complicated than it already is. And she just feels like she's been in survival mode.
I'm just gonna say this. When I heard this, I was like, I see Michelle Young and Michelle Obama teaming up, doing something for the children's in like a big way. That's what came to my mind, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm putting that in the universe for Michelle to be with Michelle and do something crazy, some M squared type ish. I don't know.
You know what, Natasha? You should just start doing like personal one-on-one motivational speaking. Like,
yes,
I see you, Michelle, with Michelle Obama, and
I'm excited to see what's to come for Michelle. I know it's hard as hell to leave your safe space and your comfort zone, but
just because she's leaving now doesn't mean she won't go back. And
for sure.
So who knows?
100%. Yeah, I see this for her.
More about Michelle. Michelle and Nate have had to respond to rumors that they have broken up. I feel like this is not the first time that they've had to address these rumors, which is kind of ridiculous. But apparently there was a video going around. I never saw the video. I just saw Michelle's response on Instagram of Michelle without her engagement ring on, but one of her friends was trying it on. So someone was just like creepily filming her without her ring on and started this rumor. I almost forgot my ring today. I left it upstairs because when I do my skincare, I don't have it on. And I was like, shit, I got to put my ring on because people will see this podcast and think something's wrong.
You really thought that?
Yes, swear.
Yeah.
Because that's just what people think. Or like a lot of people are like, why do you wear your ring on your right hand? I'm like, the camera's flipped. It's on my left hand. It's okay. It doesn't mean anything different. It's
That's
just
funny.
It's kind of ridiculous that they have to
I think
this, but
I think I'm going to give them a little love and say that they don't have to.
Right.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, you really go ahead, but that's kind of where I'm at. You don't really have to.
They feel obligated to, and I understand that it's annoying and it's crazy, and you know, and also being on distance too. That's kind of probably a strain on their relationship, but people are just looking for things all the time. But there's so many more people that are happy for them and love when they're together, and their TikToks and like all the cute things that they do. So I can't imagine. I'm not engaged to someone that I met on TV, so I can't imagine.
So, like, personally, I don't like responding to a lot of negativity or just like accusations. Because we have this podcast, I would potentially just do it on here because we talk about it. But to go on my own social and do it, I usually don't do that. I think, like, in Clayton's case, remember with the Clayton drama with the TikTok girl?
Yeah.
I think because that caught so much fire, he
so fast.
He had to respond. Like, Clayton actually had to respond to that because everybody was like, you cheated. Like, this is proof. Like, he owned, like, that one, he had to. And listen, I don't have any issue. I don't have any issue with Michelle or Nate responding to it because it's like, it's their lives. If they want to, if one person comments and they want to go back, good for them. But yeah, I don't think they had to. But I
feel like too, when you're in it and you feel like that's the only thing you're seeing in DMs and the only thing you're seeing on your feed, like you get so obsessed with it and you think it's just this huge deal because it's the only thing that you're seeing. You might feel the need to say something just so people will shut the hell up. But
but this is also your second public relationship, Joe. Like, I don't know if you felt differently in your first one, you know?
Yeah, I think I've learned that time heals a lot, you know, like once a good amount of once time passes, like people just forget. Like it seems so loud. Like even like when you get, like I get negative comments all the time, but I get so many more positive ones. But the negative one always just feels so much heavier.
Yeah.
That when you're in the moment, like Tia said, but then 2 days later, when you go back, you're like, oh, why would I even have cared about that?
I will say, if I think about something long enough, like I try not to do things in the moment, but if something's still festering, sometimes you just gotta let it out for you, right? Or respond to it for you. Or, sometimes I call them Twitter fingers. I'm like, these Twitter fingers gonna get some today. She had time today. Okay?
Oh, when I have time, it's bad.
And it's not even because I'm letting this person give my energy, whatever. It's just like, I'm now distracted so much that if I don't say something, because I'm the type of person, once I say it, it's over. It's done. We're not talking about this no more. We're done. Yeah. We're over it. Bye-bye. It's all done. But sometimes if I don't say something, it'll fester and it'll fester and it'll fester and I'll keep thinking about it. And I'm like, fine, here she go.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and address it and then
hold me back. About it. Hold me back. No, okay. Yeah. So I'm glad that if they needed to address it, they did, and they said bye haters, and we good and we're fine, and that's life. Yeah.
I will say, not in Michelle and Nate's case, but sometimes when people speculate, like, oh, so and so deleted these photos, or they haven't been together or posting, they end up being right. Sometimes. Yeah. Not
when deleting photos. When photos start getting
that's
deleted,
pretty big.
That's usually the end. That's usually when things...
when the photos go.
Yeah. And, like, you don't want to trust these tabloids and stuff, but...
Or, like, when the couple's overly coupley or just coupley on Instagram, and then all of a sudden that goes away. Oh. Then you're like, oh, shit.
But wait, when you say that, though, you know what's interesting about that, Joe? It's, for me, normally the girl. Like, when the girl posts, like... boom, 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 boom. And the guy has like he's posting his bros. He's posting just like him solo. And it's like the girl it's like, oh, here it comes. I feel it. It's coming. Because it's like almost like trying to overcompensate for the fact that things aren't doing good. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know. I post bays on stories. Y'all get 24 hours. That's it.
No info. Sorry, that's for me only.
No.
I'm dead. All right, let's wrap this up. Our last breakdown of the day. Blake Boynes stirs the pot. So, Blake, I feel like we talked about Blake last week with Marissa. Blake did a Q&A on his Instagram, and someone just said paradise ... And he said... something like, yeah, I'm going to go down to the Bahamas with the boys and I'm going to show up in Mexico fashionably late. He sounded like he was being a smartass, but it's like, shoot, is he just really just putting it out there? I don't know.
Well,
I think Marissa said last week she could see him going to Paris.
She did say that. Oh, she did say that. Yeah. That's how we talked about him, yes.
So she said that first and now this.
Yes.
I like Blake. I mean, I hung out with him once in Toronto. I could definitely see him going. But one thing I know for certain is that when people think they're going to call their spot in paradise, when they're going down, how they're going to do it, he has no idea. Like,
he has no control of it.
He's not just going to be like, all right, now I'm going to go down to paradise, call up. That's not how it works. It's a TV show.
But he did show up late
rules and restrictions.
Katie's season, though, I guess.
I am... I'm excited for Paradise this year. I think there's going to be a lot of drama. I think there are a lot of people that really want to be there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're going to get hit with a bunch of new guys from Katie or Gabby and Rachel's season. This is going to be pretty good, pretty interesting.
I think it's going to be great, too, because now even with Becca and Thomas getting engaged, there's so many couples from this past season. So that's, for me, that's like, because I love the love of it all. That's exciting to see who's going to end up together. How many? Is it going to be 4 engagements, 5 engagements, 7 engagements? Like that's going to be very interesting to see. Yeah, or none at all. I don't know.
I think this past season of Paradise has to be the highest success rate they've had as far as just people that are still together now.
I think it was.
Yeah.
And,
I think it was like the most engagements and the best ratio,
Yeah.
probability, possibility. I don't fucking know.
Yes. Well, Joe, that definitely brings us to our
Yes,
clickbait
Natasha.
of the week. That brings us to the clickbait of the week because we're talking
Tell me
about
more.
If this article, it's called Coronasty, like Corona honesty.
Yeah, that's how I read it. That's
Like
interesting.
people who are being a lot more
I just want to
honest.
stop. I just want to stop you here. Keep going, but I swear to God, every clickbait article, I think that I find a new term for something that is related to dating. There's always just this new word.
To the point where in the article they said, we love a new dating word for right now. And that's exactly what this is. People being honest about what they want in relationships, more so than ever, and also being honest with themselves. And I think that might be a testament to, as you said, more couples came out of paradise. We were all pent up in our houses and, being alone by ourselves. And I think... So that part aside, yes, being more honest and also wanting to couple up is very important. But also, let's talk about how, if you're being more honest with yourself, are you just trying not to be alone? And that's where this article, I was a little bit I don't know if the divorce rate is going to go down. You know what I mean? Because so many people are getting together. It's just because the biggest thing is being honest with yourself. So I'm going to put this out to you and Tia. Do you think over the pandemic, more people got divorced and or broken up or got together, or you think it's split? That's my first question to the two of you.
I thought more people got divorced.
I mean, over the pandemic?
Oh, like right now, over the last couple of years, and since 2020.
So since the start of the pandemic.
Yes. Since the pandemic.
I would say it's probably split.
Split.
Yeah.
What about you, Tia?
I think overall, maybe split. But I feel like in the beginning, like the beginning of quarantine where people were forced to stay home together, I feel like divorce rates were high.
Well, right, because people were already together and no one could meet anyone. Now people are kind of out more, going on the dating apps, doing things. And I personally have had, in my personal life, way more people getting engaged than ever. Than ever. Maybe it's just my age, because we're like at that age now where that's when people do that anyway. I'm not sure. But I feel like and also I've had people reconnect with exes and like be like, oh yeah, I guess we're gonna be together, because I mean,
they don't have anywhere to go.
Yeah, I've had that happen too, and it's like, really, y'all getting back together? What? So I don't know. I feel that reading this article, the honesty part, there was a few questions. There was actually a lot of questions. Are more people settling and afraid to be alone than actually being honest with themselves and or partners? What do you guys think about that?
I feel like people do that, and it's not necessarily specific to COVID or to the pandemic. I feel like people have been doing that.
Been doing
settling.
What?
People have
settling.
Been settling.
But do you think it's
I agree.
happening? But do you think that's happening even more now because of the situation that we were just in?
No.
No,
I
not
don't.
necessarily.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's another question that I have here that I wrote down. Okay. Do you think that now that people are being honest with themselves, and also mental health, we're coming off of Mental Health Month. With mental health, people going to therapy, people doing and taking these things more seriously, do you think that is a result of Corona and being honest? Or do you think that it's like an age thing of just like the world? Like, I mean, 2020 was crazy, right? BLM, like just so many different things people slapped in the face of just reality, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think that, because even in companies, people are like, it's hard to get workers to even to have people, people are quitting their job, they're going traveling, they're doing this or that. So time is just so much more important, I think. And the article mentions that as well. Do you think the timing, like, what do you guys think it is? That's I guess my question.
I think
what do you think it is?
I think Corona plays a very small part. Maybe it's expedited it a little bit, but I think it's like, here, look at the world 15 years ago. We didn't have social media. I didn't even ever go on YouTube. I didn't know how to, there's so much information out there, and anything that you want to learn about or any person you want to listen to or anything you're struggling with, you go on your computer and you could find it. So I just think because there's so much information, it's so easily available. I think that's what it is. I think people are just able to learn right when they need to.
Okay, so it's not COVID.
Whatever
just
they
anything.
want.
Anything.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
anything
it's so like, if I was single right now and I was struggling and I was like, I can't stand being alone. Like, I'd be sitting in my apartment and I would probably start going on social media and looking up people that are actually talking about this. And then I think by listening to that, it's going to help you to some degree. And then, maybe you start implementing that into your regular routine, is what I think's happening.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question. So with this season of Paradise, listen, there was a lot of stuff that happened in Paradise, but I do think a lot of the people on that beach were there for love, right? And in result, we got a lot of relationships that came out of it. And I don't know, of course we'll never know, but because of COVID and that loneliness aspect, I think that we all came off of, I think that had a lot to do with it. Like, even the whole thing that happened with Ivan, I still think Ivan was there to meet someone, right? Like, even though all that stuff happened, it was like he was still on the beach to meet someone, right?
I think everyone that goes on the show are at least open to the fact of falling in love.
Oh, yeah, they know there's a chance.
They know there's a chance. So if you're open to it and you meet the right person, it's inevitable. I think it's gonna happen. So
you don't think, from a male's perspective, that some guys come on the beach and be like, I'm gonna go on TV, I'm gonna date some girls, I'm not trying to get married, but when I leave TV, I'm gonna date even more girls. You don't think that? Because I feel like they do.
I do.
You know what I mean?
I do. And I think that happens. I think that happens both ways. I think a lot of people go on the show like for many reasons.
Sure.
But I don't think, like, if you're, at least for me, if I'm into somebody or I'm starting to like fall for someone, then I'm gonna go with that, regardless of why I went there. If I went there to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go on, get more followers, and
not followers. I'm talking about specifically more girls.
Okay, so I'm gonna go on the show because I want to go on and I want to be able to get more girls when I get back.
Yeah.
If that's my mentality, and then I meet somebody that I really like, regardless if that's what I went in there for, I still think that I would follow that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm
You're
not a
different.
man, and I respect that, but I don't believe that. I think some guys go there who, for whatever reason, they know and they've heard even about how many girls they get after being on the show or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And that's their MO. They're not trying to get married. They're not trying to get engaged, and they just want to be popular.
Okay, so but what I'm saying is,
some guys.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, let's say it's a guy named, I'm trying to think of somebody that hasn't been on the show. Let's call him Ryan. Okay, so
I'm sure there's been a Ryan.
I'm sure there's been a Ryan, but Ryan's down there, and Ryan went there so he could get more girls after the show. Yeah. Then he meets Cassandra, and he's like, "Damn, I really want to hook up with so many girls when I get off the show, but I'm really into Cassandra." You think that he's just gonna fake that and then?
Yes.
Okay.
Tia, what do you think? Tia, please tell us what you think. Honestly, what do you think about this?
Also, Ryan is the one who had the notes on whatever season he was on. That's Ryan.
I knew there was a Ryan on the damn show. I knew it.
Well, of course, yeah, I know, but
Honestly, okay, so what y'all were just talking about, I feel like it's not really pandemic related, but I also feel like it could just be age related because we are at that age where so many people are getting engaged. And I don't think it's necessarily because they're just so self-aware and know exactly what they want. But one thing that this made me think about was during the beginning of the pandemic when I had just moved to Nashville in February 2020 because I felt like there wasn't much for me in Arkansas. All my friends were married and had kids, and I was like, okay, we're going to try something different. Surely there's more like eligible singles in Nashville, and then COVID hit and everything shut down, and I kind of adjusted. I had to completely adjust. Like, I wasn't going back to work. I had to completely switch my whole career, like from being a PT to doing something else because I couldn't go to work. And so I tried like the dating apps and the online stuff. And so I kind of had to change my mindset there. And I did end up dating people that I typically wouldn't date and stayed with longer than I would just because I felt like options were limited and it was during the shutdown. Like a lot of things, I was doing like video dates. I did a video date, like a FaceTime date, lame as hell. Dude, he was lame. The date itself wasn't lame. He was just lame. So I feel like I did things differently in the beginning, but I wouldn't say I just had like a complete wake up call after that, and it made me realize like so many things about what I wanted. I don't know. I can't. It's hard to say that like that happened. Like I decided what I wanted in Taylor because of the pandemic. I don't know. That's kind of what I thought about, that I was dating guys that I wouldn't normally date for that long because I was like, I'm in a new city. What else am I going to do? I can't meet people very often.
Yeah. That's why this article is interesting because although I do think people are, more woke because they got to spend more time with themselves during this time. If you didn't learn something about yourself during 2020, I mean, I don't know who you are because everyone I talk to, they say that they have. Yeah, they say that they have. So I do think that is a point to it, but I also think that with honesty and being honest with yourself and finding your partner, if you were having trouble before, like you said, it's not like all of a sudden you're not having any trouble or what have you. I think that there are... how do I put this? There's more factors than just being honest with your partner, being like, well, my whole life I've been an ass guy, so you don't have a big one, but this'll do. Like I don't know. I think there's more to, and I'm just using that as an example to be funny, but I think that there's more to it than just being honest. And I think there's more of, it's an introspective thing of why people are getting together opposed to just being honest with their partner and making it work. So that's why I had an issue, and I didn't completely agree with everything that was in this particular article. But I loved it, though. I loved it.
Yeah. Good article.
Yeah, it was an interesting one.
Coronasty. So let's see. Coronasty. We will put this to the test, actually, because now we've been out of the pandemic for a longer time than last year. So let's see how many couples we get out of this paradise.
Let's see. I'm excited to watch.
That'll be a good, fun comparison.
Let's see if Joe's right or Natasha's right.
We'll see.
Also, after you've been locked up in a room for 7 days in quarantine, you're like, yes, I'm free.
Yeah.
Let me at them.
Let's go. Okay. You know what? Why don't we do, we're going to do, this is where we usually do our interview, but we are going to interview each other. This is called Co-Host Catch Up. And I'm going to start. And I'm going to start with Natasha.
Oh.
All right. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Tell me everything.
This is the catch-up. Let's do it. Okay. Are you still in the Hamptons?
No, she's back home. Yay.
How long were you in the Hamptons? Just for Memorial Weekend?
Just Memorial Weekend. I was there for that. It was so fun. Yay.
Okay. So what, anything you could tell us, anything that happened out there?
Well, for the sake of this podcast, people who care about Tyler and Kit, I got to see Tyler and Kit. They were out in the Hamptons with their friends and love them.
Tyler? Who's Tyler?
Oh, sorry, Tyler Cameron. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry.
I don't know if I've ever heard him called just Tyler before.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, it's always Tyler Cameron. He's a double namer.
Is there another Tyler in the nation?
I'm sure.
I don't know. I didn't know if it was a boy Tyler or girl Tyler, but now I know.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes, Tyler Cameron. I saw him. He was so fun. Me, him, and Kit. And then I was there with a friend, Tommy. It was great. I have so many friends that are there. My ex lives there, who I saw, which was not fun at all.
No.
He lives there?
Yeah, he lives there.
Okay. Full time, or is it just like a vacation home?
No, just in the summer. Yeah.
Okay.
People who live in Montauk, they pretty much only live there in the summertime because nothing's open. Montauk is completely, there's like one restaurant I think that's open during the week. Whereas the other Hamptons, like Southampton, my girlfriend who lives in Southampton, there's a school system, there's everything. There's restaurants year round. There's, you can fully live Southampton, East Hampton, Bridgehampton, all these other Hampton. But Montauk is pretty much only a summer
it's a whole different world to me.
Beach town. Yeah. It's fun though. It's a lot of fun. It was a great weekend. I did some stuff with Surf Lodge, and they had Questlove come. It was so fun. It was a lot.
So you got
of fun.
back from Europe, and you were in New York, or in your apartment for one night, and then you went straight to the Hamptons.
Yes, that's what she did. Mm-hmm.
Girls living it up. Okay, so let's talk about Europe.
Yes, Europe.
Okay.
Yes.
European adventures. You were there for a little over a month, correct?
Yeah, like 45 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there like 2 months.
What was your favorite part of the trip? Do you have a highlight, like a day that you were like, this is what I will remember this trip?
So I guess I have one in Paris and one in London. In London, my birthday, I got to see one of my best girlfriends who I haven't seen since before the pandemic. She lives in London now with her boyfriend. She came out. Another girlfriend of mine who is living in Germany came to London as well. And we ripped it. Ripped it. It was
okay,
so
when you say rip it, so let's talk about that for a second. You ripping it. So how does the rip it start? Where do we begin? What are we doing? Are we
What are you ripping?
We're ripping at the beginning. Okay. So what time is it? Where are we at? Let's go. I want to hear about the ripping.
So we do dinner plans. We have dinner plans at Chiltern Firehouse, which is one of my favorite places to be and go. And they have a private room in the back where you can like party and stuff afterwards. So we went to Chiltern.
Okay. Give me a time just so I could picture this.
Oh, okay. So dinner was at 9 p.m.
Okay.
All right. Yep. Dinner was at 9 p.m.
That's ripping time. Go ahead.
Yep. 9 p.m. So we have dinner from about 9 p.m. to 11:30, 12 o'clock, right? Like long dinner, lots of champagne, so much champagne. Like the best champagne actually that I've ever had in my life, and I can't even remember the name of it. It was delicious. Then we go to the back room.
Yes.
Where anything goes.
Oh.
Anything goes.
London too. London there's a lot of people get freaky out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was fun. And so, it's London. So Americans are just so ridiculous about everything. But in London, anything goes. So
yeah, there's no rules out there.
Wait, really? Is this a real thing?
Yeah,
It's
lots
like we're
of...
what? Like what is it? SMS? Or whatever. There
was no SMS, Joe.
What the hell is SMS?
But
yes, if someone came in whipping someone, no one would care. No one would care.
S&M.
SMS is a text message.
Yeah, SMS is an old-ass green text, Joe.
No, he means S&M.
S&M. Fuck.
Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know.
SMS.
It's something like
my young ass was about to look up SMS.
Sadist and masochist, something. What does it mean? I don't even know what it means. But yeah, SMS.
Text message. That's funny.
Yeah. So whatever. We go there. We dance all night, and when I mean dance all night, we just have we have a great. It was a great night overall. Okay. I was with 2 of my best friends. That's all I need in the world, and champagne. That started my champagne diet. Went to Paris. I randomly met this man.
Okay.
Yes.
I randomly met this man in Paris, and all I'm going to say is
You're in
that
love.
I was in love for 3 days.
Any SMS going on?
Kind of. Look.
So you had a French affair.
This person was not French. He was not French. He was from somewhere else in Europe.
Okay.
And he was visiting France, and we had a great time.
Was he an Americano?
He was not American. No.
What was he?
Her face. She's like, that's the disgust.
Who goes to Europe to be with
American?
Americans? To be with an American.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Where was he from? Where was this gentleman from?
Eastern European.
Eastern European.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not going to say where, but yeah, he was very nice.
I don't strike you for an Eastern European man.
Mm-hmm. Well,
okay.
He was from there. So,
yeah.
It was fun.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
All right. I think we're going to move on to Tia, but give me a recommendation for our listeners. One, either London or Paris. Give me a rec. Anything, a restaurant.
Oh, okay.
What
So
you have
the
to do.
boulangerie in the 17th arrondissement in Paris is the best quiche
This
I've
girl's
ever
speaking
had.
French right now.
Yes, it is so good. And I'm not kidding, guys. Oh, here's another thing. I'm not kidding. I gained 10 pounds on my trip. For sure.
Yeah, well, Natasha doesn't know shit about food, so I'm not even paying attention.
No,
to that. All right, so
Joe, it's the best boulangerie I've ever been to, and I went to so many while I was there.
What's
and
a boulangerie? Like a deli?
Yeah, it's like the bakery. It's like your local bakery. Everyone has like their local bakery, and the best quiche I've ever had in my whole entire life, and just the bread and all of it. Ugh.
All right.
Yeah.
I do remember the bread being so good in Paris.
It's called Maison Loric.
Okay.
In the 1730 small. If anyone's listening, it's delicious.
I hope at least one person is. So,
yeah.
All right, let's. We're just really doing this for nothing. Okay, Tia.
Should I do Tia? I'll do Tia.
Yeah, you do Tia.
I do Tia.
Tia will do me.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
great.
Yay!
This shit does not compare to European adventures, but.
Well, no, it's no. This is fun. This is the fun part. Wedding venue. Have we found one yet? How's it going?
Okay, so I went last week to look at 4 different places. They were all completely different. I do have one that I like the most. Yeah, fingers crossed. And they're the only ones that have not emailed back. The one I love has an outdoor little terrace for the ceremony and then an indoor.
They're playing hard to get.
Yeah, they are.
What has surprised you about wedding planning so far? Anything?
I knew it would be stressful, but I didn't realize there were so many parts to everything. And it's not just the wedding that you're planning. There's like a rehearsal dinner, and there's the bridal luncheon, and there's all these things. I know I've bitched about how expensive a wedding is. It's just absolutely insane how expensive. Like, this is just for one day. Why do people spend so much money? It's insane.
It's an unforgettable day. It's an unforgettable day. All right. Bachelorette party. Where will it be? In Nashville?
It will not be in Nashville.
Okay.
Because every damn body else does it here in Nashville. I don't know.
And you live there. You can't have your bachelorette party where you live. I
feel like I would want to go
somewhere.
Don't
know where yet.
I'm gonna just throw a guess out there, but I think you're gonna end up going to Mexico.
I love Mexico. I love Cabo.
What about Vegas? Would you do Vegas?
Tia's not gonna do Vegas. She's been to Vegas a bunch.
I go to bed early too. I also have to think about too, like, are my girls just gonna be able to get off work for a week? Like, I forget that I have a really flexible schedule and I can just go.
Well, it doesn't have to be a week though. Like my bachelor party, I plan on it only being like, I think what I'm thinking is like Thursday to Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or go home
Long
Monday.
weekend.
So, long weekend.
I know a girl
Yeah.
that's going, she's leaving today for a bachelorette party Wednesday and doesn't get back until next Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
That's
so
a lot
like
of
week.
damn days. I don't know
Yeah.
if I want.
That's not a bachelor party or bachelorette. That's a
That's
vacation.
a vacation. Yeah.
You're going on vacation.
That's a trip.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
trip.
trip.
Yeah, for
long
sure.
weekend. Let's go somewhere. I don't know. A lot of my girls are moms. Let's go to the beach.
Cabo. You're going to Cabo.
I love
So,
Cabo.
how is Taylor doing with wedding planning? Is he helping? Is he really opinionated? He don't care?
He hadn't had to do shit. I haven't really had to do much either. And the thing is, I really don't have this vision in my head of what I want or like what I see, so I really don't know. But I looked at the venues by myself because he had to work, and I just showed him the videos of everything, and he was like, "Oh, I like that one the best." So I was like, oh, "Okay, I do too." So we picked it.
Perfect.
Yeah,
So you
we
guys were
talked
aligned.
about dates and yeah. So he's just kind of there for support.
So, overall, do you think this, I mean, you said this is stressful, but from a scale of 1 to 10, how stressful has it been? What do you gauge the stress level that you're in when you think of wedding planning?
So far, it's like a 2 because I haven't had to do a whole lot. But once I get
Yeah,
into
it's
like
just
the
started,
details,
yeah.
Well, you have to have like a venue first, so then you can have a date, and then you have to go to the vendors, and that part is going to be challenging because there's so many things that you don't even know you have to do
Yeah.
Yes.
or pay.
I
for.
will say with COVID, I've had many friends tell me they have to go to weddings on Tuesdays in like
Right.
Italy because there's only so many Friday and Saturdays or Sunday, or there's only so many people are getting married in the middle of the week. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm sure it's cheaper that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going good so far.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, great. We have some things to look forward to. I'm going to need updates. I need outfit updates, venue updates, all of it.
Same.
Yes.
All right, Joe. On
Yeah.
to you, buddy. First,
Do it.
let's talk about all your travel troubles.
Travel
Oh,
troubles.
gosh.
Let's start
Oh,
from the
gosh.
beginning, from not making it.
Yeah.
Spain.
Okay. Too much SMS. So no. So yeah, our flight. We left. So our flight was at 7:40. We were flying out of Newark and
7:40 p.m.
7:40 p.m. and we left at 4:45. So we left with over 3 hours to spare, and we still missed our flight. And that's what sucks about leaving at that time. Like you're leaving during rush hour, so it's like we
Wait.
weren't going to go to the airport at 2 p.m.
Well, yeah,
Wait.
you'd be
for
so
8 o'clock
early.
flight. Yeah,
Your flight was at 7:30,
7:45.
7:45, and you left at
4:45.
so
4:45.
basically. Oh, so you were saying it's going to take an hour to get there.
I thought, we
Yeah.
thought it was about an hour to get there, and it ended up taking like a little over 2.5 hours. We completely missed the flight.
And an Uber. And so you're just stressed as hell the whole time.
Oh yeah, we were stuck in one spot for like 35 minutes. It was
Oh,
like, oh
jeez.
my God. So that sucked. So then we went back. We went to this little Argentinian restaurant right by the house, and we ended up getting on the same flight the next day. So we're like, okay, we killed the day in Madrid because we were only in Madrid for 2 days. We get to Madrid. There's the time change, but I've been there before. Great city, walking around. As I'm walking, this woman like stops Serena with like some fucking sage or whatever it is, and catches
blasts her.
my eye too. And as I look, I feel a hand in my pocket on my phone. So now I'm like, and I'm a little out of it because we're really going on no sleep. So we've been up for 30 something hours. So as soon as I feel it, I turn around fast and I get him and I grab him and I got him right by the wrist with my phone in his hand. Yeah, and it was a
Wow.
hustle, and he obviously let go and then backed away, and I was like, Jesus, I gotta pay
They were
better
just trying to
attention.
distract you to grab your stuff.
Well,
Holy
that's how they
shit.
over like in Europe, like they work in like they work in
work in
teams.
teams. Yeah, they
that's
work
what
in
they
teams.
do.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, so you got to be careful there. But we ended up Madrid was great. We had a great dinner that night. We went to
Wait. Your phone was in your back pocket?
no, my side pocket.
Side pocket? What's the
Yeah.
side
Wearing
pocket?
cargo pants?
What do you mean? What's the side pocket? The only pocket, the pockets that are on the side. I was wearing shorts.
Like your front pocket, then.
Your front pockets. Let's just wait.
There's a front and a back, my guy.
There's a
Unless
front.
you're in cargo shorts.
No, I'm in shorts. They're side. They're on the side.
Tia,
Side
my
pocket.
mind is blown.
Whatever.
Joe, they're a front pocket.
All right.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
All right, front pocket. Okay, so anyway, so that happened, but we go back, we take a little nap, then we go out that night, we have a really nice dinner, and we go to this place called Salmon Guru, which is like one of the top 50 bars in the world. Crazy drinks, really fun. We had a great time in Madrid. Wake up the next day, we go to Majorca, which is an island, but you fly into it. It's about an hour flight from Madrid. Literally the most beautiful place I've ever been. Like I was like, this is just it's incredible.
Almost met them there, by the way.
Yeah, you
almost.
did.
Yeah, I don't know how
very
y'all
close.
didn't cross paths.
And we're staying at this little boutique, like beautiful hotel.
Now I gotta look
we
you
get
up.
there, get out, we go to check in. She asks for our passports. Left my bag in the cab. And I pay cash. I get no receipt, so there's no tracking this guy. And I'm like, fuck. Not only I leave my passport, I have my computer with everything on it, and I cannot lose my computer. If I lose my computer, I'm really messed up for a while. So now I'm freaking out, and so I freak out. I go run into the middle of the street. I'm standing in the middle of the street, just looking at cabs, hoping to find one, hoping that guy maybe turns around. And our receptionist was incredible, and her and Serena waved down another cab. They phoned all the cabs in the area, and nice. I go back, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I just don't think, it's very unlikely that they're going to turn it back in. I'm worried about people getting in the cab. So I'm like, and there's no U.S. embassy. We have to either go back to Madrid or Barcelona, and I don't have a fucking passport.
Yeah.
And then like 30 minutes we're in the room, and I'm like a top. I'm having crazy anxiety. I'm freaking out. Poor Serena's like, fuck, like this sucks.
I was about to say, honey, I got to give my girl a
Yeah,
trophy.
this ain't a vacation. This is not relaxing at
I got
all.
to give my girl a trophy because every picture Serena was like,
Oh, so happy.
And we were finally got to a place where we don't have to travel in like 3 days. And this happens. She calls up, said the guy calls, he'll be back in an hour. I'm like, it was the best feeling ever, which is like, we're going to have a great time.
yeah.
Problem with Spain is they use fucking nuts with everything. Their oil, pistachio oil, walnut oil, and Serena has a really severe nut allergy.
Oh, shit.
So that night we go out, no nuts. I see her she starts messing with her lip. I'm like, what's wrong? And she's like, I don't know. So now we're like, and now you can see like the reaction starting. We tell them no nuts on everything. Next dish they drop down has pistachio nuts all over. So I'm like, just give me the bill. So we take the bill, we leave. I look up the dish, and in whatever sauce they used with the anchovies, they used a walnut. There was a little bit of walnut in the oil. So then we have to go find a hospital. Thankfully, there's a hospital right by our hotel, and then they give her whatever to
EpiPen or whatever.
Well, she has an EpiPen, but then they had to give her like some kind of medication.
Holy shit.
So then that went down, but overall it was a great time. Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Anxiety on 1,000.
Yeah,
Did you eat
yeah.
anything good at least? Did you eat anything good?
The food, Spanish food. Okay, so when we get to Barcelona, we go to this restaurant called Kel Pep. It's a tapas place, been there forever. Old school, you sit at the bar. You don't order, they just bring you what they think. And there was a Spanish tortilla, which is basically an omelet.
Yes.
It was the best.
I saw you.
It was the best thing I ever had.
Did it have butter or something on the top, or what was on the top? Because it looked so good.
I think that was, I don't know if that was butter or it was like a mix between like a butter and sour cream, lightly spread. And then within the tortilla, there was potato, pancetta, and just egg. And it was creamy. It was so, I was like, whoa, this is actually the best thing I've ever had.
It looked so good.
So that was great. And we went to a lot of fun bars. I actually had some friends out there, so they met us out. Barcelona was great. It was raining the first 2 days, so it was nice the third day, the day before we left. But overall, it was a lot of fun. I love going to Europe. The thing about Europe is it takes a minute to like feel comfortable and be like, okay, I'm finally on vacation, and then you leave. It's like one of those places where it's like, I do like how you went for 45 days. I get that. Because like the first 3-4 days were stressed out. I'm almost like, I kind of just want to get back to the States. And then on the 10th day, I'm like, I can stay another 2 weeks. Let's go to Paris. You know?
Okay, so I know a lot of like crappy things happened, but what was your number one favorite thing from the whole trip?
All right, let's wrap this up. I would say my number one favorite thing from the whole trip, probably that night at that restaurant in Barcelona, because we finally made it to Barcelona. We got through all that nonsense, and we were just both really relaxed, and we sat there and we had some Spanish wine tapas, and it was romantic, fun. So yeah, that night, that was it. But
last night,
fun.
Yeah. So if anybody needs any recommendations,
Joe can tell you what not to do.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, like, you know what it is. Before we end this, I do have to say, we all, because of the world that we're in, we are lucky enough to travel. We all travel a lot. And I think I've just become so like, I'm just so used to traveling that I get lazy with a lot of it now. And I don't pay, and I'm like, shit, like I have to pay attention. I'm in a different country. Like, what am I doing? I almost lost my passport, almost lost my phone, lost my bag twice. Like,
well, and I will say, you know, what's interesting about that, as a man, you probably feel that lax thing. As a woman, I don't feel that. Like, we're not, we're just always on high alert, I think, at all times. But I will say
my neighborhood.
My guy friend in London got pickpocketed as well. And so, but me, I'm like, I got my fanny pack right here. I got just one credit card with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking about all these different things, but it's like, you know, we live in New York and those things could happen here too. But so
I'm like spaceman. I'm just floating. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
It's nice to be a tall man in the world.
Especially when you're used to carrying a purse too, like, you know, to hold it like right here if you're in a crowded space. I don't know. You'll figure it out, Joe.
Hashtag my mini bags. Y'all know I love my mini bags.
Oh, honey, it fits a quarter and a penny in there. All right, guys, this was a fun one. I didn't know if we could talk the whole time with just us, but damn, we did it.
Yep.
Thank you so much to our listeners, and thank you, Joe and Natasha. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys.
I wasn't expecting a thank you from Tia. Thank you, Tia.
Thank you, Tia.
Yes. And as always, please make sure to listen, subscribe, submit all your questions. Check us out on social, like, comment, DM us. You know where to find us. Clickbait BN on Instagram. All the links to all our socials are right there on that page.
And share your stories with us. We want to know what clickbait you're looking at. Clickbait is available on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you listen. You can listen ad-free by subscribing to Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts or the Wondery app. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.